Roll call, please. Are we ready? Not ready yet?
Councilman Rich?
Here.
Councilwoman Hutchinson? Here. Councilman Mehta?
Here.
Councilman Davis?
Here.
Councilman Socio?
Here.
Council President Guadagnino?
Here.
Mayor Womack?
Sunshine notice, please.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, specifying the time, date, and location by posting a copy of the notice on the municipal building, municipal website, providing a copy of the annual notice scheduled to the official newspapers of the township, and is on file in the clerk's office.
Mr. Davis, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. For those of you watching at home, you can't see, but we have a full house here this evening, standing room only. So we have two little presentations that we're going to do, and then we're going to do a small break, and then we'll come back to the rest of the agenda. I am going to switch items 4 and 5, so we're going to do item 5 first, which is our proclamation for the retirement of Lieutenant Lovas. I now hand it over to Director Battaglia.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight we're here to honor one of our officers who is retired and another officer who's going to get promoted. So after 25 years of honorable service, Lieutenant Lovas is retiring from the North Brunswick Police Department. He was hired by North Brunswick in 2006, and he did some of his duties in the patrol division. He was then promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2016, and then lieutenant in March of 22. Prior to North Brunswick Police Department, Lovas worked at University of Medicine and Dentistry and the Department of Human Services, Police Department, and New Jersey Department of Corrections. Lieutenant Lovas' assignments included the Patrol Division, Detective Bureau, Internal Affairs. Lieutenant Lovas is a recipient of multiple letters of commendation and appreciation, 3 unit citations, 2 life-saving awards. Lieutenant Lovas is a graduate of North Brunswick Township High School and holds a bachelor's degree in Caldwell College and a master's degree from Seton Hall. We thank Lieutenant Lovas for his professionalism, his commitment to duty and to the Township of North Brunswick, and we wish him well in his retirement.
I just want to say thanks to everybody. I don't want to say too many words, so I'll keep it short. But thanks to everybody. I look forward to my retirement for sure. Today's day 1, which has been pretty good outside of a small injury in my head, but got some construction going on at home. Everybody be safe, take care of each other, look out for one another, and most importantly, your family.
Our second presentation tonight will be Captain Hoiberg. Brian Hoiberg started with the North Brunswick Police Department in 1995, following the footsteps of his father and his grandfather, who were also police officers in North Brunswick. Hoiberg served as a patrolman in the Patrol Division before being assigned to the Detective and Narcotics Bureau in 2000. Brian was then promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2002 and to the rank of lieutenant in 2005 and to the rank of captain in 2012. He has served in both the Detective Bureau and Patrol Division as a lieutenant and as a captain. Captain Hoiberg is a recipient of multiple letters of accommodation, 6 unit citations, 2 exceptional service awards, a Medal of Merit, 3 life-saving awards. Captain Hoiberg is a graduate of North Brunswick Township High School, holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Caldwell University, a master's degree in human resources from Seton Hall. He was selected and graduated from the 270th session of the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Brian is being promoted to the rank of Deputy Chief this evening.
I, Brian A. Hoiberg,
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
and
and
to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
perform all the
perform
duties
all the duties
of the office of Acting Deputy Police Chief,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. Good luck.
Did you want to say a few words?
Just a few. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. You have no idea how much this means to me. As the director read off, as a third-generation kid growing up in this town, falling in love with the police department at an early age, and then being able to live out this dream is a whirlwind. It's literally a dream come true. Could not have done it without almost all of you in the room. I'm thankful to the mayor, council, business administrator, director. Definitely grateful for all of you, friends and law enforcement family, and my family that came out to support me tonight, especially my family, my wife and kids who are here. Again, is a dream come true. I'll end on this. My mom and dad, both of them are passed, but knowing my mom and dad, I'm sure they're both here, and they're here in spirit. So thank you. I appreciate this, and everybody have a good night.
We will have
Just
a-
one quick note that I should have said before, that Captain Hoiberg actually started out his police career as McGruff, the crime-stopping dog, and also the crash dummy for the traffic safety. But we congratulate him. We're glad to have him. We know he'll do an excellent job. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. We will have a short recess. Please join us for refreshments and cake in the conference room.
When do you want them back? 5?
The meeting minutes first?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I skipped
Thank you.
over that. My apologies. Meeting minutes for approval. Do I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from November 3rd, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mesa?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes? I'm sorry, which one?
November 3rd meeting
I'm
minutes.
sorry, I missed it. I'll abstain.
Councilman Socio? Yes. Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. Is there a motion to approve regular meeting executive session minutes from November 3rd, 2025?
Second.
We need a,
Or so moved?
Is there a motion? Okay.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mesa?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Abstain?
Councilman Socio?
I abstain as I was not at the closed session.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. Now we will begin ordinances for first introduction. The first one is ordinance 25-26.
Ordinance establishing a new Chapter 110 Animals and repealing in their entirety Chapter 353 Wildlife Feeding, Chapter 381 Dogs, Chapter 387 Cats, and Chapter A 434 Waterfowl Feeding of the Code of the Township of North Brunswick.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 25-26 for introduction?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? No. Roll call, please.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mesa?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes?
Councilman Socio?
Yes.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. Ordinance 25-27.
Ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 205 Land Use of the Code of the Township of North Brunswick.
Is there a motion to approve for introduction ordinance 25-27?
So move.
Second.
Is there a discussion?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mesa?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes?
Councilman Socio?
Yes.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes.
Council President, if I could, just a reminder that this land use ordinance, like all land use ordinances, needs to be sent to the planning board for its compliance with our master plan and report prior to your adoption. So-
Can I ask a question as a point of
Sure.
order? Being that we only have one more meeting for the end of the year, is that going to end up being a problem? Are we going to have to reintroduce this in January?
Should not.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
When is the planning board meeting?
I can look into it.
When's the planning board meeting? They're meeting next week. Okay, I'll make sure to. Before the 15th. Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Ordinance 25-28.
Ordinance to amend the Code of the Township of North Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, to repeal Chapter 38 Board of Health and replace with Chapter 38 Advisory Board of Health pursuant to NJSA 26:3-3.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 25-28 for introduction?
So move?
Second.
Is there a discussion?
Council President, when this ordinance was discussed 2 weeks ago, subsequent to that, there were some questions from the Department of Office of Emergency Management. Actually, let me backtrack. I had questions on what was changed. I know that there were some changes that were specified to us. I know there were some questions from members of the Board of Health, as well as questions from the Department of Emergency Management. So if I could, I'd like to direct just a question or two to our Deputy Clerk, just so she can give us a synopsis
Sure.
of what is changing here. Because the first question I had was, what are the differences between the old ordinance and the one that we're considering now?
Absolutely. So the old ordinance was a bit vague. It was about 2 paragraphs, just speaking about the Board of Health. In our form of government, the Board of Health, the governing body is actually the Board of Health that can enact ordinances. The Board of Health that gets appointed should be an advisory Board of Health. So this kind of came about to clean up the language, make it less vague about what the powers and duties are of the Advisory Board of Health. So when it initially went out, we had utilized an ordinance, template ordinance from the state association. Once that went out, there was concerns from OEM, there were some concerns from the Board of Health. We had conversations, we got feedback. So what you have in front of you and in the backup is a red line version of what we spoke about what was spoken about at the agenda session and what we changed it to. So we cleaned it up a little bit so there's no crossover with OEM duties. This really is just establishing that the powers and duties are all advisory. They cannot enact an ordinance. They can make suggestions to the governing body, to the health official, but at the end of the day, it's the governing body who can enact these ordinances. It also gives who does the appointments and the terms of those appointments as well.
Okay, so basically, and I think you answered that, the concerns that were with the Department, or the Office of Emergency Management, with board members just in general, they've all been addressed, and we should be okay?
Yep.
Good to go.
I circulated this redlined one, and I had conversations, and everybody was good with this one.
Thank you, Ms.
Concerns were addressed.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. So for this ordinance, we already have a motion and a second, so roll call.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mata? Yes. Councilman Davis? Yes. Councilman Socio?
Yes.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. Consent agenda. Is there anyone who would like any items removed from tonight's consent agenda?
Yes, Council President, can we please remove item I?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we will continue with the rest of the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items A through H and J through M?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mata?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Socio?
Yes.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. So in reference to item I, there was some supporting documentation that was just recently received that we would like to review before we approve this item, so we will be discussing that later this evening in the workshops portion.
Council President, if I can, I'd like to make a motion to table this, so then that'll give us the ability to discuss it.
Do you want me to read the resolution title? So we know what we're, you
Excuse me?
want me to read the title of the resolution so that everybody knows what we're,
So let's be specific. If the deputy clerk could read the title of Resolution 382-12.25,
adopting revised employee policies and procedures handbook.
then there's a motion on the a motion pending to table Resolution 382-12.25. Was there a second to that motion to table?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Now,
Aye.
roll call.
Sorry, roll call.
Councilman Rich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hutchinson?
Yes.
Councilman Mata?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Socio?
Yes.
Council President Guadagnino?
Yes. All right. Thank you. Are there any reports from our council members? Councilman Socio, please go ahead.
Yes, Council President, thank you. In some kind of date order. This coming Saturday, December 6th, at the Green Turtle from 8 to 10 a.m. will be our Breakfast with Santa, where you can come. You can take pictures with Santa and his friends, and the fun begins at 8 a.m. The Green Turtle includes breakfast, pancakes, toppings, turkey, sausage, eggs, beverages, games, activities. Families can take pictures with Santa, as we just said, and please arrive by 9:30 at the latest in order to participate. You can buy your tickets in advance on communitypass.net, $12 a person up until December the 5th. In person, if you choose to buy tickets at the Turtle itself on the 6th, will be $15 a person, cash only, please. It's first come, first served, and spots are limited. All proceeds will support the Township Annual Heritage Day, and hopefully Chad can get there and see Santa Claus for a change. Every time we see Chad, he misses Santa Claus. I just don't understand it. 'Tis the season, and 'tis the season to decorate your house. Our annual Deck the House contest is now up and running. The DPRCS Holly Jolly Crew encourages all residents to join the holiday spirit, decorate your home to the best and brightest in North Brunswick, and in order to keep our town spirit bright. The contest is free to enter, open to all North Brunswick residents. You enter by Monday, December the 15th, and in order to do that, send a picture of the holiday house to events@northbrunswicknj.gov. Do not forget to include the address of the decorated house, have the lights on. Sparkle hours are from 5 to 8:30, starting on December the 16th, and the Holly Jolly Crew will email you to let you know when the judging will take place, just in case for some reason your lights may be off. So that's second thing. And our third is our letters to Santa. You can drop off your letters to Santa with a pre-stamped envelope in our North Pole mailbox, which is located at the Parks Maintenance Facility. Santa told us he will respond to all messages before Christmas, And please you can drop off your letters between November the 26th and December the 15th. So that's all the announcements from the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. If you have any questions about any of these or anything else that the department offers, you can contact them at 732-247-0922, extension 475.
Thank you. Mr. Rich?
Nothing.
Yes.
Go
Yes,
ahead, Mr.
Council
Davis.
President. It's the annual menorah lighting ceremony on December 15th at 6 p.m. right outside here on Herman Road. So that's December 15th at 6 p.m. for the annual menorah lighting ceremonies. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No. We have now come to the public portion of our meeting. If anyone would like to be heard for public comment, please come up to the microphone and please write down your name and address. Is there a pen?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Siobhan Gibbons, and I live at 64 Delancey Court, and I'm here on the one hand, a part of the Environment Commission, and I want to thank you for opposing the Nessie project. That was one of the consent items that is against the Transco-Williams pipeline, extension of that pipeline. And so I want to just express our appreciation for you opposing that, because we don't need another 30-year fossil fuel infrastructure here. So that's the first thing. But the second thing I want to follow up with on the Climate Superfund. The Council passed a resolution a number of months ago supporting the Climate Superfund bill in Trenton. So we are in the lame duck session in Trenton, and we are trying to get this Climate Superfund bill passed in this last month. And we're trying to sort of register support for it. Obviously, having passed the resolution, North Brunswick Council is really important and very good, so check. But what we're also wanting to do is to ask elected officials to sort of individually sign a letter supporting the passage of this Climate Superfund. For those of you, I don't know if you're all here, this is the bill that will get the fossil fuel, the biggest super emitters of fossil fuels of greenhouse gas emissions, getting them to pay into a fund that will help us to cover the cost of the damage being done by climate change. And of course, I always think of the 20 million that we're having to pay here in North Brunswick because of the damage done by Hurricane Ida. So that's what the Climate Superfund is about. It's about having these corporates, the biggest ones, to at least have them pay some of the cost. So we are asking individual elected officials to sign an individual letter supporting this Climate Superfund. I emailed everyone on November 11th, and my name is Siobhan, Siobhan Gibbons, Gibbons, if you want to try and find it. And that has the Google Doc for you just to sign, and that's just a simple matter of just signing the Google Doc. For those of you who don't want to search your email and or who don't like Google Docs and things, I have hard copies of the letter, and I don't know who I would give this to, who I'd give these hard copies to.
Sorry. Thank you.
So that's for those of you who don't want to look through your email and go back to November 11th. So we're really just wanting to show our representatives that there is a groundswell of support for this. We're doing petitions, and we're doing, and we've done the resolutions, and then of course we're lobbying in Trenton as well. So this is like another way to express our support for the bill. So thank you so much for your attention. And
Thank you, Ms. Gibbons. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in public comment?
Hello, everyone. Okay. As everyone know, my name is Kay. I'm with North Brunswick Humane Association. We are currently working in the future on the draft for animals, and I just want to thank you in advance for your future support and make our presence known to help draft a new animal ordinance. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in public hearing?
Good evening, council members. My name is Anthony Sedambrino, and I'm here tonight to ask for your help. In 2024, my backyard neighbor's backyard was really overgrown. Trees, bushes, and their fence was in total disarray. By the middle of the summer, 3 of their trees snapped. Because their property was so overgrown, the tops of the branches never even hit the ground. They were just tangled. That, just to give you an idea how bad it was. All right? After the fence collapsed onto my property for the 4th time, 4 panels of that fence, 32 feet worth of fence, all right? And it wasn't just the fence, it was the posts that were rotten. So everything fell down, not to mention the neighbors alongside of them. All right, I had called community development. Mr. Profaci inspected their property, banged on their door, and asked them to get the trees out of the overhangs, all right? Get the bushes that were overgrown out of their property and tear down and or replace their fence. Okay? Early this spring, I noticed there were 2 large dead trees right up against their fence, right across from my house. Okay? Since they have so many trees, there is nowhere for these trees to go when they break, and they are dead, except into my house. On beginning of September, I emailed Mr. Profaci again, since I had spoken to him the year before. And on September 10th, he inspected their property. He came onto my property with my permission, inspected it, and determined the trees were not just a nuisance as cited in the town code, but a hazard. Okay? He also pointed out that there was a 3rd tree which was leaning precariously way over, and I am talking a severe angle over their property. Their fence is here, my house is here, the tree leaning over was way over in between my neighbors and mine. So honestly, I don't care, it's not going to hit my house. All right? But he pointed that out to me. He directly went to their house after leaving mine, knocked on their door, and I know they were home because my property is elevated and I could see down into them. And they must have seen me talking with him with his clipboard and his camera, and they didn't answer the door. So Mr. Profaci sent them a letter, and he followed up with the phone call. All right? By October 2nd, almost a month later, as per Mr. Profaci's recommendation, since I didn't hear anything from him or them, I sent them a certified letter, return receipt requested, reiterating the hazard that their trees pose to my home, and asking them to remove the trees. I also sent a copy of that letter to Mr. Profaci to keep him updated and to show him I'm worried here. on October 20th. Still nothing had been done. So I emailed Mr. Profauci again to update him, and after going through the town codes, I cited the town code that I believe directly pertained to this situation, maintenance of people's personal property as opposed to public property. I know there's two differences, but in there, and I have it here for your reference if you'd like to see it, okay? But I received no response. So on October 28th, I sent him another email asking for his help and an update. I'm picking up 12 to 15-foot branches, and since they're on my property, they're my responsibility to clean up. So I'm cutting these branches up and loading up my garbage can week after week with these branches, all right, waiting for these trees to snap. He responded to that email saying, and I quote, these are his words, and I have the emails, copies of the emails for you if you would like to see them. I'll see what I could do. I need to obtain better pictures of the dead, hazardous trees. His words. So there's no disputing that there's a problem here, and my house is going to get crushed by these two particular trees, not to mention the one that's tilting. Not after hearing from him for a few weeks, I emailed him once again, asking him for an update, and if there was nothing more that he could do, then I would be forced to escalate it and bring it to the town council. I've been in North Brunswick over 33 years. This is the first time I'm here, okay? Several of my neighbors were telling me, go to the town council. Don't go to the town council. Go to... So here I am. I have no place else to go. All right? Winter is coming. We're going to get snow. Snow's going to load up those branches with snow and ice. They're going to snap, and they're going to crash into my house. This has been going on for over 3 months, and still nothing has been done. These trees are 40 to 60 feet tall. They're yay big in diameter. That's a lot of weight coming through the roof of my house in the middle of the winter. There's no doubt that they will eventually fall and damage my home, as Mr. Profauci agreed and proclaimed. He walked in my backyard and went, gotta go, and by the way, that one's leaning, it's gotta come down too. All I'm asking is that these trees be removed before my home is damaged. I have copies of all the correspondences, and I brought extra pictures that I had taken of my own for you to review if you would like.
You can bring them up here. We'll take those. Mr. Ritz, do you have any, Director Ritz, do you have any information on this? Director Ritz is in charge of our community development, and so he'll have better
Sure,
information.
I certainly apologize. I'll get the address from you after the meeting. We're going to break it a little bit. I'm not familiar with this case, I don't think, but I will certainly speak to Mr. Profauci tomorrow, and we'll find out what's happening. You've clearly done everything right, so I'm sorry it's taken this so long.
It's understand something. If this was your house and nothing was done, and those trees hit your house, not only is my house in danger, those branches come through my window and hit my wife or myself, we're going to have some serious problems. And if I have to get an attorney, what kind of can of worms is that going to open? You certainly don't want that. I certainly don't want it. And I'm sure my neighbors certainly don't want that. I don't want them fined. I don't want Mr. Profauci put on the rug for not responding or acting. I don't even know if he can. I don't know what the limitations are that he has on him. Okay? All I want is these damn trees taken down before something happens. And like I said, there is no doubt that these trees are dead. And there is no doubt that the only place these trees have to go are into my house. Like I said, they're 40 to 60 feet tall. All right? I used a laser rangefinder. I used to bow hunt, so I still have one. okay? And they're going to come through my roof. I'm sure you guys wouldn't tolerate this. It's my home. I'd appreciate anything you could do. Thank you.
I'll contact you
Thank you.
tomorrow, sir.
Doing it right now.
And just so, your house backs up to your neighbor's house. It's not a side neighbor, it's a back neighbor. I just looked it up. The Community Development Department will get back to you this week.
I believe my address,
Yep.
the certified letter with the signature receipts are included in there, so it's not like they don't know about it. So their address is in there, their names are in there, my name is in there, you have my email address in there, and I believe my home address is in there also. I have my phone number and email address here if you'd like to contact me for any additional information. And in the event you wish to have someone else come on my property and inspect it, you have my permission.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Would anyone else like to be heard in public hearing this evening?
Good evening, Council. My name is Gil Francis. I live in District 3, Woodland Avenue. I was here last month. Talking about getting a committee together for Livingston Avenue businesses. I sent a few emails, but very late. I just want to say that on the online petition, I have 200 signatures, residents, and businesses. And in the written petition I have about 20 signatures, all business owners, all who are willing to make some sort of agreement with you guys where they can have trash cans if they're willing to help discard of the trash if we cannot afford extra time for garbage people. The Rihanna Mini Market has agreed to pay if I can provide people to build a mural on the side of their building for beautification purposes. I just think that it's really important. Livingston Avenue is an important artery, and it should look just as beautiful as when you go into New Brunswick. And secondly, I just want to say, I casually skimmed the ordinance about the animals, et cetera, and animal control. And a brief background, I trained dogs after Hurricane Katrina for water rescue. I've trained apprehension dogs. I currently have a search and rescue dog. I currently have an explosive detection dog. I do work at Somerset Regional Animal Shelter. I do work at the Newark Animal Shelter. One of my dogs I rescued off Livingston as well. I give free training to anyone who adopts a dog, and I do free training with these young ladies over here at NBHA whenever they have an event. There's a bit of a lack of understanding with the animal control officers, and it seems to be punitive, and it seems to be not based on what the letter of what you're trying to achieve. I had a very bad experience this morning. I don't want to discuss it, but it really seems to be coming from just a lack of understanding of what the parameters of the job are, what is important and what is not important. So I don't know who I can follow up with about that. The animal control officer and how I feel that he's mishandling his, today he told me he had the capacity to detain me in front of my house. And he said he was law enforcement until I turned on my cell phone, and then he went quiet. And he's not a law enforcement officer, and he's operating under the color of law. That's wild to me. So no, nothing?
I don't know, I mean, animal control is falling under community development, or I apologize,
Nope.
public safety, I mean.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, counsel. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in public hearing?
Good evening. This is going to be brief. I turned in graffiti on the Livingston Avenue Bridge at the beginning of the year, and I haven't heard anything back in the year. And now I notice that there's some graffiti on the front of the bridge. So I don't know who's supposed to clean this up, but it's been a year, and so far nothing's been done. Now, there's also been graffiti on a utility box on Livingston Avenue coming off Howell Lane Bridge. That was cleaned up by whoever owns that box, but they got the same problem on the other side of the bridge on Jersey Avenue in front of the gas station,
Quick
whatever that place is. Quick Check. Thank you. And whoever owns that utility box had that cleaned up. But there's someone that is getting away with graffiti, and it's about time they stopped them. And I know the railroad is the owner of the bridge, and it's over the fence. But now the latest one is in front of the fence. It's right on Livingston Avenue. Now, I know at one time the residents out on 130 in the workhouse used to volunteer to do paint work. Maybe in the springtime you could get them to go out if you can't get the railroad to do their job, clean it up. I don't know. But that's number one. Number two, I turned in something, I don't know, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago on Site Triangle on Livingston Avenue. On Seneca and 27. That's been resolved. They've cut down one branch that was blocking it, sent me a picture of it, and they said there was never a site triangle violation on this property below. Well, whether there was or wasn't, the guy that asked me about it saw me at Family's Nursery and thanked me for having it cut down. I didn't cut it down. I don't know who did, but whoever did, you got a couple of drivers that go out that way. Now, there's two more situations, one on Newton and Bergen on a site triangle. They cut the top off, but the bottom's still there. And the bottom is the part that is part of the site triangle. You can't see oncoming traffic. And the other one is on Herman Road and Newton Street. So there's one on Newton and Herman, corner house. And the other one's on Newton and Bergen. corner house. Also, the one on Newton and Herman, on the weekends, there's about 8 to 10 vehicles there. Now, I don't know whether that's all residents of that corner house or any other house. All I know is there's 10 vehicles on a weekend, but they're never there in the morning because they go to work, and they're always there at night
What do you mean
when they
by-
come home.
What do you mean by there? Like on the street, in the driveway?
No, in the driveway and in the street, parked on Newton Street.
They're allowed to park on Newton Street, right? They're allowed to
They're
park
allowed to
there.
park there, but where do they live?
You don't need to live there to park your car there.
10 people live in a house?
I don't know the answer to that.
That's my question. Where did all these vehicles who have owners live? They live in a corner house or a house next to it? I don't know whether it's overcrowding. I don't know how it works. I'm just asking the question.
Okay.
And the last one I have is 687 Herman Road. That house has been vacant for quite a few years. It's the house right outside. It's been vacant for years, and usually in the springtime, all the leaves and everything else get caught up in the overhead wires. Why can't the homeowner cut back the trees, the branches, and everything else? There's been no property maintenance done to that property in the last 2 or 3 years, 5 or 10 years, let's put it that way. And I know Public Works has done a good job cleaning it up best they can, but if the homeowner can't get public service to do it or hire someone to do it, maybe the township could get some volunteers to do it on a Saturday and pay them to do it.
You volunteer. You can help them
Yeah,
out.
that's really funny. When branches fall down,
We'll look into that.
the side branch on the house is extending into his neighbor's yard. It's right outside. You can't miss it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nestis. Would anyone else like to be heard in public hearing tonight? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public portion of the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are now going to move to the conference room for the agenda, for the workshop portion of the meeting. And I would assume there's lots of cake in there if you would like some. Oh, cake's gone.
That's alcohol? Alrighty.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You only got
Oh, wait. Sorry. Where did we go?
2, 3, 4. Good. Now you're good. You do have a quorum. You could start if you wanted. Who are we missing? Rajesh?
And Rajesh now. They get 20 more seconds.
I didn't know there was one back there.
We're good? Okay. So I'm here to talk about Commerce Center North Brunswick LLC versus Township North Brunswick, which is a pending tax court case that we have going on, dating back from 2024. They've also filed in 2025. Reason for me bringing this to you is that they really don't want to give up a refund. They are not taking the credits going forward. They want to walk away with some kind of refund. Initially, they wanted a 1-year refund. I was able to, with me and Michael Burns, were able to negotiate them down to roughly.
Can you start from the beginning? Refund for.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we came to a settlement that we're going to reduce the value. This property is the Chick-fil-A and Indian restaurant that sits next to the Regal Theater. It was extremely oversessed, and so talking with client's attorney, our attorney, we came to a agreement to reduce the value over time and to get it to the correct value for 2026.
Okay.
The initial problem with this is that they want some kind of refund rather than the credits going
So
forward.
for taxes paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
At first, they wanted 1 year. We got them down to, the exact number is $59,970 as far as a refund going forward. So I just kind of wanted to be transparent in a situation like this. I usually don't like doing the refunds. It's really not.
So the $59,000 they would get as a credit over 3 years?
No, the $59,000, they would get a refund initially right off the bat. The credit would come to about $153,348.
Let me see if I can help out.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. Okay. So in a tax appeal, the property owner says, my property is overvalued, reduce it. As a general rule, the assessor and tax appeal counsel, after they review what the value should be and they come to an agreement as to what the numbers should be, they'll agree to reduce the assessment for prior years, which results in money being owed back because they paid taxes. The taxes they paid were more than what the settlement says it should be. And as a general rule, we like to get those repayments as a credit towards future taxes, so we don't have to reach into the municipal budget and write a check.
Yeah.
So what Mr. Sheets is here telling you is that they have rejected that proposal and are looking for a cash payment of some of the refund.
Just shy of
not
60
all.
Yeah.
And because it's a little out of the ordinary, he's seeking your approval to, are they taking any credits?
Everything besides the 59,970 will all be credits.
Right. So 59,970 is the amount of the cash, that portion of the refund that they want to be paid. They're taking parts of it as a credit going forward, and they want some cash up front. So the only way that that's unusual, and why Mr. Sheets is here, is because normally we'd talk them into getting a credit going forward. So the little bit out of the ordinary here is that they want cash and a credit. They want a hybrid. The values are the values. We're not even talking about what the property is really worth. That's already been resolved to a certain extent with the approval of the assessor, and I'm assuming we'll file a settlement with the tax court, and we'll have that approved as well. So the only part that's a little out of the ordinary is that there's some cash refund. Under normal circumstances, your assessor has the authority to settle these cases without ever coming in front of you folks. That's what we do on an annual basis, which is why it's the first time we're hearing this, because it's
Strange.
it's a little different.
Is it?
I know.
How much? I got a question. Oh,
Go ahead, keep going. I'm just trying to smooth
No,
the
no,
path.
no, no.
Yeah.
This is first time. Is interest part of this?
If we decided to not take this counter offer from them and go forward into tax court, say hypothetically we lose, interest would be applied going forward. This voids interest.
Okay, because
no
that was
interest
just
on it.
going through my head.
Yes.
We're going back to 2024, so that'd be 2 years of interest.
Yeah, we don't want to pay additional interest.
No,
That
no
was just
additional
the only
interest,
thing I was-
providing the settlement is approved.
Yeah.
Part of the settlement is they want some cash. They don't want all credits. The numbers are the numbers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the values, you're satisfied with the reduction in values because it was overassessed?
Yeah.
And they taken it to tax court?
And to be honest with you, their side did work with us trickling it down over the years rather than going straight hard to the real value. They kind of eased the pain from 2024, 2025, and then going into 2026. So then with the 59,970, because we have credits from 24 from fiscal year 25, does that bring you up to current, and then we're in credits because we're moving forward? So instead of what they were anticipating is their tax bill, if it was $1,000, now it's $900?
Correct.
Correct. It's just stupid round numbers?
Yeah. Yes.
Correct. So the cash is to make them whole up to current time, more or less?
Partly. So the credits stack. You got more than 1 year of refunds.
Right.
So the total amount of the refunds is more than the $60,000. They're taking all but 60,000, 59,000.
59, yeah, basically 60,000.
All but the 59,000 as credits going forward towards future tax obligations. But they want cash up front for whatever reason, and we don't really want to jeopardize what we believe is a good settlement on the numbers.
How does this set us up in the future with other settlements and setting a precedent that others are going to want to do the same thing, and then we're really in trouble?
Every one of these tax court cases has the option of taking cash or taking it as a credit. In my experience, 95 to 97% take them as a credit. And because what they really want is they want the reduction in the value. So it's a negotiation. We give you a little more reduction in value or a little sooner if you take it as a credit going forward.
And I think the council president just asked Jason, this is only the building that Chick-fil-A is in, and wasn't an Indian restaurant or whatever?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with anything else further down?
It's its
just
own
that
lot.
building.
It's its
Okay.
own lot on its own. The Regal and everything else that's there are,
Separate.
yeah, separate, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's got this blank look on their face. Is there something more specific we can give you?
This is-
It's pretty straightforward, I think.
yeah, it's in the best interest of the town.
Have we exhausted every option? There's just, this is their,
They wanted 1 year, and me and the attorney Michael Burns, we went back and forth with them over a number of weeks, getting them down to this 60 number. 1 year would have been roughly $126,000.
If your question is, did we get the best deal that we could? I believe that the answer is yes, we did.
And there's a line item where this money comes out of in our budget?
I believe from my understanding, we have a reserves. Right?
Yeah, every year we do budget, even if it's a nominal amount, because up until last year, that was our first, fiscal '25 was our first time that we had done a cash appeal in probably over 10, 15 years. We did one last year, and this one, again, that started that conversation about making sure that we're transparent and bringing this forward in front of the governing body when there is a cash settlement, as we are dipping into that, but there's about $240,000 in that reserve that we've built up over the years that I'm assuming this will come out of that reserve, so it won't have a direct impact.
And most do go for the credits. For whatever reason, they're not, and they, in the big picture of it, if we go through with defending it, it's not going to be in our favor.
So bottom line, let's get to the bottom line. This is the way that would be more positive for us to go through it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree.
Thank you.
All right.
Ms. Benson.
Thanks.
Good evening, Council President, council members, residents joining us. I have 4 items that will be presented at our next meeting. The first item is the Mayor's Wellness and Fitness Awards. Item number 2, we have Laura Pelazinski's Middlesex County Volunteer of the Year Award, and that's for out of all the municipal alliances. So that's something our town should be really proud of and well-deserved. Laura's just a fabulous North Brunswick resident.
She was here singing with the Women's Club.
Yes. She's everywhere, but very committed. So we're lucky she's a North Brunswick resident. Item number 3, which is C, is the 2025 Young Adult Peer Awards. And my last item is the 2025 Youth Advocate Award. Are there any questions?
I have a question. Are we still doing the Athlete Artist of the Month?
Yes.
Just realized that we haven't done that in a while.
Yes, we do have the Scholar Athlete Artist of the Month, and if you're not familiar with that, that's for students in grades 6th through 12th, and it's trying to encompass those 3 disciplines. It used to be all the time that we were doing them at the meetings, and then after COVID, I think we've got away from it a little bit, but anyone who is listening tonight or needs more information, there's information on the Township website, as well as they can call our department at 732-247-0922 with an extension of 475, and we'll be able to guide you through that application.
If you've ever seen some of the students that have earned that recognition, they are phenomenal students, just academically, athletically, musically talented, and their listing of their accomplishments they're fantastic. So they're all well-deserved.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you.
I forgot to mention earlier when we were out on the other side, I wanted to congratulate the MBTHS boys soccer team. I wish I said it out there, but I forgot. They made it all the way down to the state finals, or up to the state finals. They played a great game. Unfortunately, they did not win, but it's the first time since I was a senior that the team made it that far. So I think that's 32 years. So congratulations to them.
yeah, they did a great job this year.
Yes, a great team. Director Pataglia.
Thank you. I only have 2 items today. One is the reappointment of our Class 3 specials that we have at the schools. It's a shared service with the Board of Education.
That appointment is calendar year, not school year?
I believe it's calendar year, right, Justine?
In July. School year.
So I believe that we're adding one.
Oh, adding one.
And we
Gotcha.
did the balance of them, I think in June
In the
or
summer,
July
right?
of this year.
That's why I was confused. Okay.
Okay, we're adding one more. He's a retired sheriff's officer from Middlesex County. And the second one I have is the purchase of the Explorer, the Ford Explorer. This will be the second one that we got. The first one we did a few months ago, right? A month ago. And this is the second one. These are replacing the older vehicles that we have in the fleet that have high mileage. And I think the oldest one is like a 2015 or something like that, right? So, that's it.
Any questions? Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Director Boyd?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have 5 items for you this evening. First item is a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract bid 24004 with Municipal Maintenance Company for maintenance and repair of our sewer lift stations. Any questions on that? I know I spoke to Councilwoman Hutchinson earlier on that. Does anybody else have any questions on that one? My second item is authorizing an amendment to contract 24013 with Giannato Electrical Contracting for provision of electrician services. Any questions on number 2?
Is this standard or something out of the ordinary?
So we had a fire in the electrical panel at the workhouse that we were not aware of. It was actually brought to our attention because the water service was cut off due to the fire. That was back in July, I believe. It was first week in July. So we went out there to inspect it, and the whole interior was burnt up. The meter was gone. It's all just burnt up in there, so we had to have that repaired.
Was that the result of vandalism, I thought I had heard?
No, that was, no,
All
nothing.
right, we're talking about the lights that soccer or whomever might control when they have night practice and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so we don't know if it was any vandalism there. We just know that it caught on fire.
Right.
And it just, nobody knew it because it was all contained
The fire just went out by
inside of that
itself?
box. Well, there was no oxygen in the box, so
Oh.
once it started, it was pretty quick and it was over.
Okay.
That's the way it appears. I mean, I'm no fireman, but
Going back to my days when I was with travel soccer, everything, is there a lock on there? Because I didn't believe there was ever a lock. We could go in there, flip the switch, and we do it. I mean,
I
as we
I
move forward,
don't,
can we,
I don't believe there is one.
right,
But yeah, we can absolutely put one on
can we
there.
do that, and then that way, there's only.
Now, I'm not familiar with anybody that used that.
Timer, are we gonna put on a timer, maybe, something like that, so? that
No,
we can
I
set-
believe it was on a timer. It just, there was no lock on there.
We used to put it on manually. I know we did, and this is only a few short years, 6, 7 years ago.
I was talking to Bobby about it, and he said he thought
Maybe
it
it
was on a
since
timer.
upgraded.
Yeah.
Possible.
But I'll double check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, one of them's in college already, right? 2 of them, mine and yours.
So I'm going to skip over 3 right now. We'll talk about that last. My fourth item is an agreement with Hogan Security Group for the supply and installation of the Salto Access Control System in the North Brunswick Township Municipal Complex.
And what does that do?
So what?
Does this include them, I saw that the whole list and everything, so this is a new system that we're putting in it and encompasses everything. Did it also encompass them removing everything? Like who's doing, are they doing the removal as well of what we already have?
They don't need to remove anything. What this is going to encompass
It's
is,
an addition.
it's going to be, everything that's hardwired already is going to stay hardwired, but there's also going to be some additional doors in the resiliency center, the hallways, the elevator going up to the mayor's floor and the business administrator's floor up there, so it's more secure and
Oh, so we're
there's
adding,
more,
we're
yep,
adding.
and there's more accountability.
So what we have now existing, we're going to keep, and then we're just adding to it.
True. Yep.
In the renovation?
Yep, stairwells
Or
going up both sides
Oh, okay.
of the resiliency side, and the doors on the resiliency center as well.
Does this also, I saw it includes new key fobs, I guess, as well, too? Okay.
The ones that we have, I was being told that they work. They're going to work with this system.
Okay.
So,
All right.
you know, we won't have to incur a large cost, but we will have to buy some.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that in there.
My fifth item is an amendment to the agreement with Sanitation Equipment Corp. For the purchase of a Labrie automated side loader body. It's just an amendment to it for a PTO on the body that's already on site. If we have to order it and get the whole body all new, it's going to cost us probably about 20 grand. So this one's on site, so we're just going to put the PTO on the side of this body, so we don't have to. And it would also increase the lead time as well. This is already on site down in Georgia, so we're looking to just add that PTO in a different location. Any other questions on that one?
Nope.
So my third item, I have to amend this resolution. So the sewer force main that needs to be repaired, we want to award it to Colinelli Brothers. The 870-575 is just the lining under the portion that's under the field. I'm not comfortable with that, to be honest with everyone. So there's a add delete. I don't know if you guys have seen it. If not, we can get it over to everyone in the governing body to add beyond those limits of the lining to both parking lots, and that will clear us of any, if we ever have any further breaks down the line. So for the extra 220,000, I think it's a smart investment based on our history with that force main and the recent breaks that we've been having.
Steve, stupid question. This is the one that forced our hand in order to replace the turf field at Savella Park, right? So what I just thought I read was a relining of the existing pipe? We're not going to relocate it now?
No, we're not relocating.
We're not?
No.
Okay.
So
Cost thing?
probably down the road we would, but not at this juncture. But so we are going to reline just that section that's under the field.
Okay.
But if that's all we did, that would be 870,
875.
575. So for an additional 220,
980.
yeah, additional 229.80, we're going to replace we're going to stretch it out to the one side off Cousins Lane and then the other side off of Princess Drive to the whole length of the field, the length 110 yards and 55 yards. So I think that's the smart move. As long as we have the funding and we're good
And the
with it.
benefits of lining?
Well, we have to line it regardless. But if we don't line that section, and if we just line that section and we don't do the outreaches to the different parking lots, I believe if we have a break, it could still eventually make its way to the field, which we want to be outside those limits, as far as I'm concerned. And just the fact that we've had 3 breaks on this particular force main, I think it's a wise investment, because just to say if something did happen, on the cousin side, I believe it would impact the field.
Makes sense.
Yep, makes sense.
So the 220 now, if we didn't do it, if there was an emergency, it'd probably be over $1 million.
And this is plastic, correct?
Yeah, the PVC. Yep. I've spoken with CME regarding the PVC versus the ductile iron, which is what's out there now. And they've done multiple jobs with PVC, and they felt comfortable with it. So
Can I ask you a stupid question?
No stupid
Miami's
questions.
not playing
No
there.
stupid questions.
PVC, I mean, when I first moved in to where I live, they had PVC piping there. And they found over years that PVC was for caca. It was. It was
Scientific term.
I mean, right? They found that a lot of the problems in the townhouses was with PVC piping, breaking, and I remember.
I don't think you're talking about, you're talking about poly pipe.
But PVC was
No.
PB.
Oh,
It was polybutylene.
oh, I'm sorry.
It
Yeah,
was,
okay.
it was
That's the poly-
Belcourt.
Yeah, and that was Belcourt. It was, yes, it's not PVC. PVC is very strong and very resistant. It's not, it doesn't corrode, whereas ductile and cast iron corrode from the inside out. So that's,
Oh, okay,
PVC 's smooth bore, it's very efficient. Very,
No, all right, as long as that's not,
Yeah.
because it cost me $6,000 because of PVC.
PVC.
Well,
Whatever.
we're gonna charge you $6,000 for this too. Thank you.
Any other questions for Director Boyd?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Director Ritz?
Good evening. Let me just start by apologizing to the governing body because this was my error for an ordinance that I wrote that you adopted a year ago. So the members of the new redevelopment agency are appointed by the mayor, and the mayor made those appointments in July. And I completely missed, and I apologize, that those appointments are supposed to be done with the advice and consent of the council. So you have in front of you the membership and the appointment list of the members. The agency has met once already in September in an orientation. They're not scheduled to meet again until after January 1st, and then because some of those appointments expire, some of these will come back to you as part of reorganization.
Just yours.
The only one
Just
is
mine.
yours, yeah.
Which this may have just cost me my reappointment.
Probably.
And I apologize to the mayor as well. So he asked me to point out, just in terms of process, that at his request and direction, that I worked with the mayor for some time. We wanted a diverse group of professionals to be on the redevelopment agency. I think it's diverse in all aspects. We pointedly sought, there's a financial expert, there is a lawyer, there is an architect, there is a representative of the school district. And so these were appointments that were carefully considered in order to bring a wide selection of skills to the redevelopment agency. So I apologize on behalf of the mayor, but I explained this to him, and so we put this on for the next meeting for your advice and consent. Okay?
The gentleman that was here, he's still here. Is that something where the two groups could maybe work together?
Possibly. I've had a conversation after the last meeting with Mr. Francis some years back, way back, but certainly in a pre-COVID world. I had suggested, and we talked about creating a business roundtable that I think had a lot of the same ideals and mission that Mr. Francis has expressed an interest in. So I have that document, and I think it's something to discuss. They're very similar. I explained, although times have certainly changed, Councilman Davis and Socia would remember that some almost 20 years ago, we had a member on the staff that was responsible for economic development, and there was an effort at that time to do something similar to this. It was done to try to create a chamber of commerce, and there was a substantial outreach to all the business owners on Livingston Avenue, among others, and it never really came together at the time. My understanding is that a lot of business owners were interested, but only if it didn't cost them anything. They wanted the township to fund everything and do everything, which is not really the foundation of a chamber of commerce. And that was under a prior administration, and then that sort of went away. The Business Roundtable is a little bit different. It does require businesses having some muscle in the game. But those are all things to be determined. I've also, in terms of where we go forward, Officer Fedor, who's our PBA president, has been particularly engaged in small business, not just on Livingston Avenue, but on George's Road. And if you follow the PBA website, they've been attending small business grand openings and small business initiatives. And of course, they're involved in Toys for Tots and other things like that. So I think the PBA could play a role with this. So I told Sal that we needed to talk. So I think after the first of the year, we'll talk to the mayor and whoever the new council president will be. And we can, give this some legs and meet with Mr. Francis and others and try to organize something. Okay? The second item was sought by both the council president and Councilman Mehta. This is regarding next year's 250th anniversary of New Jersey. And this is a resolution authorizing support. I did have a conversation with the mayor about this and the council president about where we can go. I've offered the natural affiliation with the Historical Society because that would also give us a funding source outside of the township and an opportunity to collect donations and things that would be simpler than trying to do it through the town. And so I think we're going to start informal. I reminded the mayor that I think on the books, technically, there's still a Celebrate North Brunswick committee that I don't think we ever took off. But that's sort of disbanded. So that's something else to consider for next year if that committee wants to have appointments again, or if we want to change that. I looked at it briefly, and I think it had like 15 members, which is a lot, trying to find volunteers today to do that kind of work. But in the near term, I think we could be helpful through the Historical Society as well. So that is on your meeting agenda at the request of the two council members as well.
There is so much history in our town during the American Revolution, and I don't know how much they go through during school, but the Historical Society has all of that. But this town was such a thoroughfare for that that time, and it's fascinating. So I'd like to highlight that as well,
And
especially for the 250th anniversary.
Yeah, I'm just reminding everybody that we are 3 years away. This was the whole premise for the galas that started back in the day. The galas were a march to our 250th anniversary. The township founded in 1779. So 3 years after this, we have a North Brunswick. Anyone know, this is the trivia question, what that's called, what the 250s called?
No.
It's a long year. It's like the sesquicentennial. Sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial.
So it's a long word. I had to look that up because remember we had years ago the county had their tercentennial, which was a lot easier to say. So anyway, yeah. So our birthday will require more planning and a bigger events as well.
I can add something to that.
Yes, sir.
For this 250th revolution, we are doing eight months. Every month we are doing one different thing. Okay, we started already. We did one in senior center last 2 weeks ago.
Who's we? Sorry.
I think he means the senior center.
Okay.
And we are doing historical too, and we have other things, different things. Every month we're going to do one.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
Therefore, I asked Justin to send us a resolution for this, and I think it's going to be approved if you all agree.
Yeah, and we'll all get together and figure out exactly what else you want to do.
We have all the list. I have all the list, what we're doing.
All right.
I will provide.
Looks like you're in charge, Councilman.
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director.
I am volunteer.
Mrs. Rogovan.
No, means we are doing every month.
Thank you. I have 5 items that are going to be on for consideration. The first item, this is just authorizing a contract for our EAP services. This is for an amount not to exceed $5,940. This is going to be going over to Penn Medicine, Princeton House, for our EAP program. And that's for the base services. There's supplemental stuff outlined within the proposal if determined necessary, but at this time, we're just seeking for what was authorized for the base service package. The second item, item number 2 and 3, those go together. At our last meeting, we talked about that collective bargaining agreement, that union splitting into 2 collective bargaining agreements, one for the telecommunicators, the other for our clerical staff members. Following that, we've had the supplemental meetings with them, and we believe we've come to a landing with them for consideration. We circulated today those documents to them that they're bringing to their membership, but don't foresee an issue with that before the next meeting on the 15th. So this is a placeholder for those. But we did circulate today as well to the governing body the terms of those contracts. And I can go over those if you like. In detail now, or if you want to just review the emails and we can go over those later on. Would you like me to go through those now?
Does anyone have any questions on those now?
And I can circle back to that while you're looking that up. The fourth item, this is authorizing a water sewer utility credit. This is for one customer that had some plumbing issues. They did engage a plumber and remediated the issue with their tank, their water tank, and that is for a 5-week credit. And item number 5, we had awarded last month with Neptune for our meters, the meter reading system with Rio Supply, and this is for the actual software subscription, the Water Smart, that is on our website for the customers to have engagement with the system itself. And so this is our second year now that they've broken apart. It used to all go through Rio. They now broke apart, so there's one contract with Rio for Neptune, the system. This is Water Smart, the software, the platform that reads the data, and that's for a 1-year term. And just circling back again for the 2 unions, and just in broad terms, the collective bargaining for the clerical division under the telecommunicators, this is reducing. They had a 25-step program, and the director's here as well, that was in those negotiations, if there's any questions on those. But we reduced it down to a 5-step. We originally, in 21, we were at 14 steps. We went to this last 4-year term up to 25 steps. We've now tailored it back down to 5 steps. From there, it's just a 3% increase from wherever step you're at. They only have 2 people that are currently in step that are going to be coming out of those steps. We also provided currently whenever there is, and because they have minimum standard, they have to have 2 dispatchers at all times. If they are entitled to a lunch, that creates an automatic comp time or overtime based on coverage issues. So they have agreed, similar to our PBA and SOA, that if in the event they are short, they will work through lunch and they will get a flat amount of $2,800 rolled into their salary for that same verbiage that the PBA and SOA have. That does net to a savings for the town. The benefit to them is this now rolls into their pension. And they are also seeking a 4-year term, similar to the other union. And I don't know if there's anything other substantial into that. The dental, their dental insurance coverage, they're going from the $480 for a family plan to $600. Not too much else on that. other than, again, the steps, going down on the steps. And for the clerical, the major changes in that in them is they are also seeking a 4-year contract. Theirs, in general terms, they're going to a 3.5% per year over the 4-year term. One of the overtimes, similar to what we just landed on with our blue collar, they went from a minimum callback of 4 hours to 2 hours. This union also agreed to going to a 2-hour minimum callback versus the 4 hours. Their cell phone for members that are covered for a cell phone are going from $65 a month to $84 a month. That's 2 members that are going to be impacted by that. The minimum, we are trying to increase our hourly rate. The current hourly rate that we had set in our last contract was going to a minimum of $22 an hour for our full-time staff members. This is going to increase that to $25 an hour. There's 3 members that are currently under that threshold that will go up to that $25 an hour. And then we are, similar to our blue-collar contract, we are trying to incentivize the volunteers. So anybody who is a member of either the fire department, EMS, CERT team, or domestic violence, there's a $500 stipend for any active membership in one of those 4 organizations. And there's currently 3 people that are impacted within the membership that would benefit from that. And similar on the dental plan, we're just creating that uniformity of that $600 for a dental plan if an employee selects our dental plan. And then the sellback of sick time, we did address this in our other contracts as well. The state has come down on us with that we should not be doing a sellback of sick time. So we are creatively allowing them to convert that to vacation time, and they can then sell back the vacation time as our workaround to not impact the workforce with that state requirement. So again, I'll circulate this again if anybody has any questions. Again, the police director was involved as well and can be available, and myself if anybody has any questions on this. But the representatives are taking this to their membership for vote, hopefully within this week. And so we'll follow up hopefully by the end of the week whether or not this was considered and voted on by the membership before the December 15th meeting. If it is voted on for the 15th, Cavell has indicated that they can get everything processed before calendar year end so that the staff won't be impacted before the new year on this. And I think that was all that I had.
Any questions on the contracts?
No, I mean, just got, it came right around 7.
Justin, I have one question. How you can convert sick leave to annual leave like that? You said you will convert sick leave to, so that they can sell it and they will be here when we need it.
Right. So through our best practice that we have to do annually, it is something that the
Is
state.
any law there which tells you how many sick leave you have to give to every employee every year?
Councilman, we'll discuss this offline, okay?
Okay.
I'm happy to talk to you about it.
Yes. But we have spoken about this
We'll talk.
with the DCA.
But I don't think they have that much power to change it like that. It is a central law, federal laws. It can be changed like this.
Correct.
Can you please do all items 1 through 5?
I used to do these.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. So first, under the clerk's office, we have a resolution authorizing a refund for a business license overpayment. One of the businesses in town ended up paying for their business license twice, so this is just to refund them the money for the duplicate license. Any questions on that one? No. Minutes for approval from the November 17th regular meeting. And then we have the 3 ordinances that were introduced today. Like Mr. Gordon said, 25, 27 will go out to the planning board, and as a zoning one, it'll also go to surrounding municipalities as well. And the one thing that I don't have on here that I just wanted to run past everybody is we have our reorg tentatively scheduled for 6 p.m. on January 5th. We were looking, now that we have this new meeting format where we do the agenda meeting, agenda workshop to vote on things, the next one, our following meeting is going to be January 12th. So I'd like to propose that on January 5th, we do a 5 or 5:30 agenda meeting for items that'll be voted on at the January 12th meeting and follow with 6 PM reorg.
I mean, is 5:30 enough time, or should we, I mean, should it be 5? Can everyone make 5?
Well, everybody had told me they could make 5 when we were going to have reorg at 5.
All right, so should we just make it 5?
I would say
Just make
5.
Sure we
so
have
that
time?
There's,
and we're not
because it's going to
rushing.
get loud in there. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't want to just like rush in.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably better than-
All right, so then I'll notice the meeting, and it'll be a 5 o'clock agenda meeting, and a 6 o'clock reorg.
So, does anyone have
Everybody,
any
is everybody okay with
issues,
that?
I'm January 5th.
conflicts,
It's just-
questions,
Yeah, just-
queries?
I believe everybody had said when we were going to do reorg at 5 that they were good with it, so this is just pushing reorg back an hour, just so that we could have our agenda items and keep in line with doing our agenda and then voting the next week.
Okay, I'm putting it on my calendar.
I'll send an email reminder out as well, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Is this the time we talk about the
Yeah, I was going to say.
item I from the consent agenda that we tabled?
So,
We are
yeah,
going to
so
discuss that now?
What we had asked for in the last meeting was a red line version of the old employee manual, which the initial email was, just ended up being the table of contents.
Councilman, can I just have you talk into the microphone so we can all hear you? Thank you.
The initial email we got last week was just the table of contents that was redlined. Now subsequently this afternoon, later in the day, we got what was initially only the table of contents redline. Everything else was with a new copy. So, I mean, there's a lot, it's a 71-page document. There's a lot for us to go through. So, I mean, it seems like it's substantially changed. That it's not just, like, there seems to be a lot of changes. And that's fine, and that's good, because I know we have to follow certain things as a result of our audit and best practices. So, I mean, I guess that the biggest concern really, I mean, aside from, bless you.
Thank you.
And I know the council president has a list of a bunch of formatting and clerical things to clean up. And, you know, I definitely want to read through it, just see where we're at, because I know we've had questions over the years and just wanted to make sure that at least we could all read through it before we give it a final approval. I mean, there's no harm with approving it in 2 weeks, is there?
No, absolutely not. You know, as part of our membership with the JIF, I said as long as this is in before calendar year end, we complete the checklist of items in order to take advantage of the rate structure that we currently have.
And if anyone,
No, go ahead.
I'm just going to ask one last
Finish.
question. If anyone has any questions, maybe we can contact you, or should we contact
Absolutely.
Sam? Or, I mean,
No, absolutely. And again, I think, and I apologize if she misunderstood, I think she did listen to the meeting, and I think you had said just the index, so I think she had gone through that exercise and did that. And then I think following that, you had sent an email, and I did tell her that you, if, you know, listening to it, I think you were looking for more in-depth. So I think she just went through that exercise, as you saw, from 2003. There's a lot of changes that have happened since 2003 to bring in harmony with also what we did in Chapter 61, and she was trying to index it correctly for everybody without it looking too confusing. And so, again, and still be in compliance with what they're seeking. So I think she did try to put it all together. But again, we're available if anybody would like to go through it and have any recommendations. We're happy to go through it. And I think it'll be great once we finally get it, because as you saw, the date of it is 2003. So we do want to get this online for the employees to have access to in their portal and have an updated handbook.
So it's 23 years, so I went through them side by side, which didn't quite line up, but that's a good thing.
Yes.
Seems much more organized document. But just because of technology and changing times, things have changed that were, some of the things in the old handbook were almost funny. They were there.
They were.
Are there any, other than just kind of wording of verbiage, is there anything that's a large change that would be drastically different that you could tell us about?
No, again, nothing, there are substantial changes, but I think as you're pointing out, when it comes to like maternity leave and paternity leave and disability rights, it also now incorporates pregnancy, and there's a lot of things that cybersecurity, computer use, internet use, what you can post. There's things that were never even really addressed back in 2003 that have just become, you know, things that now have to be talked about. You have to incorporate it. And so I think through some of the cases that they've had, The MEL also came up with recommendations, just again, for liability purposes. They have a vested interest that we all reduce our liability, and so there's things they want to see in here that just maybe weren't, a matter of course that we were dealing with back in, and again, it was adopted in 2003. I think Rob started working on it in 2001, so that's kind of around the age of that document when we got it last issued, so.
There was some verbiage in there that I was a little concerned with, that it was very vague, that there would be no way to enforce or prove some of the, and I had a whole list, and I left it on my desk. Some of them were, we encourage employees not to use their cell phone for personal use. So like, how do you enforce that, or?
Right. And I will say there, it does look like some of the stuff is, I'm going to say vague, but there's other stuff that now you have stuff that it really falls under the purview of a collective bargaining agreement or civil service, being a civil service town, that we were stepping into something that would be otherwise covered under civil service, or things that would allow that flexibility to have that discretion. The AOC has their own rules. So again, some other agencies might have already promulgated over those years various rules that I think it might have been vague just to, if there's another agency, if I'm saying that right, that covers the provisions of that item.
Right.
Might have been why there was some vagueness there.
Yeah, some of the area where it's, I don't know what the term of it is. Maybe it's under general employment. I'm looking for it right now. Some of the, I don't know how to describe it, but there are terms within here where we're suggesting, like, hang on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find it. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
So who wrote it?
So the MEL.
How did they come about making the changes? I'm just curious how.
Right, so the town is a member of the Central Jersey JIF.
Yes.
Through the Central Jersey JIF. They're a member through the MEL, and the municipal excess liability, through their legal team, they've also, they work in concert with the League of Municipalities, all the other various agencies that have input, and they come out with, and again, the goal to reduce liability for the municipalities and the memberships that are part of that JIF. And so again, they come out with the best practice that they're looking for you. And this document is just a document amongst their checklist of things that they want the municipalities to have, with a goal of, again, reducing the liability and collectively as all the membership. Again, even for us to be a member of this current JIF that we're in, we have to meet certain requirements to be in this, because we're all coming in together through our membership to reduce the liability. We have, and as Steve has gone through extensive training, like, they're big on the training and how much training everybody has to have to reduce the liability and the exposure. So this is just, it's one document that, again, their legal team have gone through this. And it is, to your point, been vague, because it's not just municipalities, there's authorities and schools. There's people that are a member of a civil service, like we're civil service, but they're covering all the bases. It might not be a civil service municipality that's a member, so they have to kind of find a balance that covers everybody that they're looking for as far as a best practice.
Okay.
So, Councilwoman, the answer to your question is it's a living document that changes on an annual basis.
Okay.
To attempt to provide municipalities with coverage and to avoid problems that might end up having the JIF or the MEL as the insurance company have to make a payment. So it changes on an annual basis, in my experience.
Okay.
Next year, you'll probably see updates.
So this is to reduce our liability with staff, and so with.
And others.
And others.
Yeah, and others. And so is this sort of like in line with like other towns, or is this specific just to North Brunswick and how we operate? Or is this sort of a document that's similar in nature to how other towns and what they have?
It's a pro forma document, meaning that it covers multiple municipalities, and then it is tailored to be specific to us. So it's not, it's a little bit of this and it's a little bit of that.
Okay.
Justin, since 2003, right, when this was, I saw the date, right?
Yes.
22 years. There's so many labor laws has changed, right? You have FMLA and that, all things came up after that, right?
Sure.
So what, we were putting that in this one or just giving it like he will have that for the Jeff or Jiff, whatever you're talking about?
Yeah, and so, again, a lot of that has now been incorporated into this.
In this, right?
Prior to that, there have been changes, but we would have it as like an email would circulate saying something came up, and we would send out an email to the staff, to the representatives for the unions. And so we were just, as they were going, the BA would send out an email saying, this came up, hey, everybody, this is a new policy. And so all of those, she also did take all of those emails because those we've been stacking in queue. And then in, was it around 2019 when we amended the Chapter 61, there was also matters that were incorporated in that were addressed in that 2019, I believe it was 2019 was that last substantial ordinance addressing personnel. So like you said, it is a standard document they gave us to work off of. We were allowed to, put additional items in there to make it more tailored to North Brunswick. And I can circulate the checklist of things that they are, what they're calling as part of our membership. I mean, this is a item within the checklist of items that, to reduce the liability. And again, as part of that membership, we are completing this. And our rate is driven by this as a whole, all the memberships. The total increase for that JIF this year was 12.65%. Of that, North Brunswick's allocation actually came in lower. We were about 9% of that. There's other memberships that were over 20% at an increase. I'll circulate this just so you guys can see where we're at. But we're paying about $1.7 million a year for our membership here. And so to see a percentage, we try to minimize whatever that percentage increase can be as far as that allocation. So again, whatever we can do to reduce that, but I'll circulate that email as well.
But Justin, JIF is just for the liability for the township, right? Whatever, if something happens, they are going to cover you for the liability.
For certain liabilities,
Right.
yes, not all liabilities.
Yeah, but the other things like OSHA came out with so many new things,
Yes.
right? Do we put that in this or no?
No.
No, in these policies, we don't put anything like that?
Separate federal statute. This is an
I-
employee manual.
But this is just for this, that is the question I had.
Yes.
Okay, that is different.
So I have a
You
few
go
more
ahead.
things. So the one thing I was trying to get to before was, it says, personal use on your cell phone, it must be kept to a minimum. That's not defined. So what does minimum mean from this person to that person to that person, and how do you enforce that? And how do you, I don't want to say monitor it, or is it something you're keeping vague on purpose?
Well, I wasn't the drafter of the document, but I will say that in my experience, you see people walking around with two phones. One's their work phone, one's their personal phone. Sometimes you got to take a personal call on your work phone, but we try to minimize it. And if you want personal stuff, use your own phone.
Right. So anyone who has their cell phone payments once a month, so the township is paying for their phone, are there different restrictions? Not restrictions. There's a large a portion of this that talks about people who have other businesses, which is fine.
Yes.
Right? So if someone during the day is using their cell phone for their other business, but the township is paying for it, that's a sketchy line there. Like, how are we supposed to monitor that? And
Police that.
yeah.
You can almost go one further, I believe. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but if you access your township email through your personal phone, it almost makes your entire phone Oprahable.
That is true.
Gotta be careful with that, too.
Yeah.
We're providing a contribution towards the cost of the phone. I mean, it certainly doesn't cover the
All of
cost
it,
of
right.
everyone's cell phone policies. So the township recognizes that the use of your personal phone for township business is deserving of some compensation, but it certainly doesn't cover 100% of the phone. And I think to your earlier point, for some of this, each director administers their departments differently as well, if you're talking about cell phone use. And to Justine's point, it does get into whether, you have blue-collar employees, you have white-collar employees, you have exempt staff, you have part-time employees. So it is a handbook, you know what I mean? I don't think it's meant to establish a specific policy and a specific discipline and a specific outcome in every case. I think you do have to also marry it with Chapter 61, just reminding the newer council members, because at a higher level, there's a lot of things that are covered by ordinance in the personnel chapter that go farther than the handbook.
Yeah.
In terms of time off, bereavement, personal time, vacation time.
Right.
They're also covered by ordinance. This is, in its name, a handbook, so it doesn't have specific, as you're suggesting or asking about,
Like there's a section about being on time and showing up to work and not calling out. So coming late to work, where is the threshold where you say, okay, you're late 5 times in a month? Where do you say, okay, this is too much? Or is there a general policy for the town? Not that it has to be in here, but is that something that I think that's something that the entire township should be on the same page. You can't say 2 days a month is too much, but you say 5, right? It has to be the same.
That goes to whether or not it's a bargaining unit employee.
Yes.
So then labor council might be brought in to make sure that we're providing consistent discipline for that unit. But if it's an exempt employee, and we have a lot of exempt employees or staff, Joe and Steve and I, Lynn, we may handle those cases differently as directors within our staff. But to your point, if there's a bargaining unit involved, that would result in a potentially different outcome, because we do need to be consistent, across. So we may
My last question is, so this is new. Once it is approved, is it something that every employee will have to re-sign off on since it's new?
Yes. I do believe, though, a large portion of our workforce through the police department, they have a mechanism where they log in, you're going to disseminate it that way. The rest of our workforce, we can put a blog right when they go in through Prime Point, through their experience. We can actually have them check off before they go in, and now that we're approaching tax season, if they go to download any of their tax forms in January, it'll have to, you can be prompted that you've read this, received it, so that we can at least memorialize that everybody has received this document as well that way. But I believe the police have their own mechanism for disseminating it as well. That's correct.
Does anyone else have any questions? No. Is this something we vote on now, or do we
No.
table it? Next, so it's for next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Been tabled.
I just want to make sure I'm doing everything properly.
on the next agenda.
It was tabled, correct?
It'll be on the next consent agenda. Yeah, yeah. Correct?
What you were talking just now, like bargaining employees, they have a contract, their union will grievance will come up, right? For the manager positions, you don't have that thing, right? It is all in that one?
It's all covered under the.
This covers, there are sections where it says if there is a collective bargaining agreement, that will prevail over the handbook. If the collective bargaining agreement says something different, that would take precedence. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second. Aye. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for the long meeting.